hey guys. Uh, me being sick. It's just a danger of the job, I guess. I'm waiting for her to actually. uh, I think the public defender's there. Another guy's zooming in from probably God knows where, but she's not even actually in there yet. Oh God. All right, let me just throw this up here and we'll just get the day started, I guess. Oh dear Lord. Thank you for the $4.99. Already got 65 people in here. Yeah, this is what we're looking at so far. Like I said, she's not even actually in there. Late night. I haven't been to bed yet because in my grand what am I trying to say? My master plan was me not sleeping and then just covering this and then eventually taking a nap at some point today. But yeah. Your sound is out of sync. That is a terrific way to start this stream. Is it skipping or anything? Will he be wearing his the court Lions jersey will more than likely be worn today. Oh, let me actually check on something. Yeah, my 4 a.m. stream was super ridiculous. No skipping, that's fine. Did I know I did need a All right. I'm going to go handle some pickle business for a second. I will be right back. Oh, dear Lord. Thank you for the $10 hairs or 10 poundage. No, I don't think I'm starting to think that Josh only has the one shirt because he seems to wear it for every occasion. Dear Lord. I'm just waiting for her to come back in. I can't wait. Like I already checked to see if he was live and he's not live. This dude is, that's how I feel. Him yawning right now, that's how I feel. Che Carr, member for 12 months. This should be fun. Hopefully he actually shows up. But seeing as how it looks like he's completely okay with getting a warrant and just riding on a warrant for months and months and months, it's up in the air. Dear Lord, just start this up. He's probably even wondering why the judge isn't there. Which judge is this? It's Judge Shackelford. It looks like, if you guys recall, Josh made some very poor comments in one of my premieres, which was forwarded to the 23rd District Court. And they found his comments so ridiculous and so threatening, for lack of a better term, that they actually switched judges altogether, which kind of put it back a few attempts at a settlement conference, because I believe it was what was it? I think it was set to go to jury trial until he made those comments, and then it got set back. He needs to fly to Mexico and share a room with her. Funny thing about Herbert Studstill, he actually has moved back and is only a few cities over from me. So that's exciting. Yes, he threatened to kaboom the judge or the court. Sorry if it seems like I'm doing 140,000 things at once. It's because I am. Yeah, so flat out, he was scheduled to be there at 9 o'clock. Let me just double check. I was going to call up there this morning to just double check. But in my not sleeping days, I totally forgot. Oh, God, they really need to fix this website. This dude is killing me with his yawning.
What about that? This trying to want this call. Yeah, so you all said college.
Oh, shit. We're getting all the people from the jail. All right, let's see here. Yep, 3/13/2024, 9 a.m. scheduled for settlement conference. This is like his 10th settlement conference. I'm hoping it's like everything else, where some of these cases are just like, we need to push this a few months or a few weeks, and it just goes like that. I ain't got time to wait until noon today. Oh, God. Yeah, we'll get another. We'll get another dummy Kruger video of Josh getting arrested wearing his Dora the Explorer backpack at a liquor store with his sweet Huffy. And then they'll let him walk the Huffy back to his fancy one room motel suite. This dude needs to stop yawning. Get this man some coffee.
Good morning, everybody. First here, I see this is 201118, the People versus Gregory Rockmore.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Mr. Rockmore. Mr. Rockmore is prepared to enter plea of guilty to the charge of trespassing. Recommendation is 30 days jail, credit 30. He has been in custody since September on another matter and will be in custody for a period after this.
So this isn't going to be a 4-hour stream.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
Mr. Rockmore, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning, sir. Is that all accurate?
Yes.
Did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
All right, Mr. Rockmore, I want you to know up front, I will follow that sentencing recommendation. So you'll get 30 for 30, but the maximum is up to 90 days and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sir, when you went over your rights with your attorney, did you understand all of your rights?
Yes, I did.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on this advice of rights form?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Rockmore, you understand that if you accept this plea or enter into this plea, you'll be waiving the trial rights on this form. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes.
Okay. And you understand if you're on probation or parole, it could affect your status.
Yes.
All right, sir, knowing all of that, how do you plead to the charge of trespass?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
All right, were you in the city of Taylor back on April 7th of 2020?
Yes.
And while you were in the city, sir, did you go someplace you weren't supposed to go?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall, sir, where that location was?
Not exactly.
All right. If it report.
It's literally that easy. That's all Josh has to do right there. Just say, yes, I will take responsibility for my actions. I am guilty. But he doesn't have the self-awareness to do that.
Indicated. Mr. Fanto, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea. Sir, you have 30 days jail, credit 30. And that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're all set. Thank you. Okay. And then this is the City of Taylor versus Amber Sanderson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Spencer Clayton hearing on behalf of Ms. Sanderson, number 77302. Ms. Sanderson, can you state your name?
Amber Sanderson.
All right, good morning, everybody. So this is the time and date set for our settlement conference. Did the parties all have a chance to pre-try this?
Your Honor, I did have the opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. I don't know if Mr. Zick is in the courtroom or not. At this point, it is set for a jury trial. We have not received the blood results. I know Mr. Zick has checked on that. several times, and I think it might be one of those cases where MSP has lost them. At this point, I would ask the court to consider a dismissal based on the fact that we have not received complete discovery. No fault of the prosecutor, it just doesn't seem like it exists at this point.
Well, I'm not.
All right, so I'm going to tell a story to fill some time here because I don't think you guys care about Amber Sanderson. So, I had a few run-ins with MSP while I was working at the police department that I worked at. And the MSP that I had the most does Amber have a black eye? Hey. Somebody checked behind the dumpster at Wendy's. Hey, he might be there. But no, so MSP Gaming brought somebody. MSP Gaming, yes. They caught a guy with a warrant at a casino. And while they were bringing him in, they stood him right in front of the fingerprint machine. And he was an old guy. He just went head right off the fingerprint machine. Nobody was near him. The dude just tried to go to the hospital to get out of his warrant. So he just took a header right off the fingerprint machine. Yes, Michigan State Police.
The processing of those results. But as of today, I can't tell you, oh, I'll have them by next week, or we just don't know at this point. But we do know trials.
Mr. Zick, I guess my thought is this case is 6 months old.
I know something's going on in this one. We just don't know what.
October, November, December, January, February, March. It's almost to the day.
Yeah.
Friday, it'll be 6 months since a case was occurred. It'll be 4 months since the date she was arraigned. I mean, if we need an update. I don't think it's, she's on bond conditions. She's been on bond conditions for months now. And it's a little concerning to me that the defense counsel does not even have discovery on this yet.
Yeah,
we have a trial date, and if I adjourn this trial date, or if we don't, move forward, he has a month and a half. This trial, and this, we're going to end up going to June or July, and I don't think. I mean, Miss Sanderson's defendant on a case, and she has rights as well.
Certainly understand.
And Mr. Zick, I'm not giving you a hard time. I understand this isn't I understand you're not a scientist at the lab running labs. I'm not giving you a hard time, but I think it's problematic. Miss Sanderson has constitutional rights, and at some point the state is either proceeding and providing discovery or they're not.
I've had that conversation with counsel. I certainly understand, and we've been trying to track down why we aren't getting the results in this case, but we don't have it. And I didn't want to even say I can get them in a week or two, because we just don't know at this point.
It's already been 6 months, so I don't think magically they're going to appear next week.
State Police, I dealt with them for years as an attorney. Someone can call the lab, find out who handles those cases, find out what the status is, when the FSD-7 was submitted. This is not, it can be done.
Yeah, there is a chain of custody. I agree with you.
So 1, 2, we're coming back. Let's come back on April 3rd.
Okay.
And Mr. Clayton, you're free to waive your client's presence at that date if you want. We're coming back 4/3 at 9:30 a.m. And
this isn't a big deal for you guys, but it's a gigantic deal for me. Thank you. I believe it was Greg for gifting 5 memberships, and it actually showed up on Restream and showed me who got the gifted memberships. So Restream actually updated things since I've last streamed. Let's turn it up. There you go.
30.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Sanderson, your bond conditions do continue until that time, and then we'll readdress it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This is the City of Taylor versus Courtesy Transport Incorporated.
And good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Zick for the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michael Levitt, P45336. I represent the defendant.
Morning, Mr. Levitt. All right, it's the time and date set for pretrial. Have the two of you been able to work towards a resolution on these?
We have, Your Honor, we have a proposed resolution. There are two files. The A file is an overweight. The B file is a defective equipment. On the overweight file, Your Honor, Mr. Levitt has the authority from his client to tender a plea of responsible. The fines and costs will be $3,650. The B file of defective equipment is being dismissed.
Okay, so that will be dismissed. And counsel, you have permission to enter into this on behalf of your client?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, to the allegation on January 26th to 24th, they had an overweight commercial vehicle in the city of Taylor. How do you plead on their behalf?
Responsible.
All right, I'm gonna accept the plea, Mr. Leavitt. 30 days, 60 days, how long before your client will make payment on this?
30 days, Your Honor, please.
30 days. All right, great. We're all set. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. You too, Judge.
All right, you too. Mr. Buck. Do I have Mr. Buck's file? Miss Carlson, give me just a moment and I'll get with you. I know you've been sitting here for a moment. All right, this is 23-2093, the People versus Larry Buck.
Good morning, Your Honor. Again, for the record, Matthew Zick for the People.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Hyder for Mr. Buck.
Good morning. And I see Mr. Buck is present via Zoom. Have the parties had a chance to pre-try this?
We have, Your Honor. We're asking that the matter be set for a settlement conference. Mr. Hyder is still in the process of working through the discovery with Taylor PD, but unlike the previous, they are processing it. We do have it. It just needs to obtain it and review it with Mr. Buck.
That's correct, Your Honor. I put the request in a little late.
248 people. Jesus.
Falling on the sword, Mr. Hyder?
I was going to fall on it for him, but
Well, okay, this is what we'll do. Do you want to do 3 weeks?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, 3-week adjournment. Let's give him a date now. April 3rd.
That's great, Judge. Thank you. What time?
What works best for you? I'm here all day.
9:30?
9:30 is great. All right, we'll see everyone back at that date.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, and just because of the age of this, I mean, we're getting close to, at that, we're calling it a settlement conference. If there's not a resolution on that date, we're going to set a trial date.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we're all set. Thank you. All right, this is the City of Taylor versus Teresa Carlson.
Good morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Teresa Carlton. Matt, you put in your appearance?
Mr. Zick? Mr. Zick looks frozen.
Yes, he
I
does.
would hope he's
Anyway,
frozen.
what's going to happen is Miss Carlton's going to enter a plea of guilty on 2 larceny charges. The remaining files will be dismissed. And for court's information, that she is currently in custody at the Wayne County Jail. She has been in custody, she reports, since October. According to the Register of Action on the Circuit Court, she's going to be sentenced on a felony matter on the 27th of this month. She reports she's supposed to have a year in jail on that one. We're asking the court to give her a sentence or 90 days in jail, credit for time served. She also has a default ticket of $595, which she does not have the funds to pay. We're asking the court for relief on that. And as to arraignment, we waive reading, stand
What
mute.
was the ticket for? Because Jesus Christ.
All right, yeah, these are all back in warrant status, and I know Miss Carlson had that felony pending, and then she had all these cases, so I'm not really sure what happened that she ended up not showing up and getting a warrant if she was in the county the whole time. But I know she was on, last time I saw her, she was on probation, and she had a probation hold on a case with Judge Van Houten, I believe. She had a new case, another felony going on that she was waiting on, and then she had warrants all over Wayne County, including all of these. So she's got, I see there's a larceny that occurred on October of 2020 at Meyer. And then there's another one that occurred on October 16th of 2020.
Meyer, the Walmart of Michigan.
Meyer, are those the two she'll be pleading on? Oh, here it is. Okay, I see. All right, Ms. Carlson, do you understand everything your attorney just said? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you go over your constitutional rights with your lawyer that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yeah.
Ms. Carlson, did you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on this advice of rights form?
Yes, I did.
All right, and you understand, Ms. Carlson, if you enter into this plea agreement, that you'll be waiving the trial rights on this form. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes.
And you understand if you're on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, it could be a violation on your other cases.
I'm on probation for 2 years after I leave here. And I want to say it's hotline rehab. I'm gonna be doing 150 days hotline rehab after I leave here.
Good, you need it.
I know.
Well, you've had some time to sit down and sober up a little bit.
Yeah,
You seem a little, you're more clear-headed than I've ever seen you, so that's good news.
If a judge can tell you, oh, you look more sober than the other times I've seen you, maybe you have a problem.
All right, Ms. Carlson. You understand that both of those larceny cases are misdemeanors. They're punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500 or 3 times the value of the property.
yes.
All right, and it's my understanding, Mr. Gazicki, maybe you know better, that the property was returned to the store that she was located with it. Yeah, I see the merchandise was recovered, so I don't think we have a restitution issue on either of these. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're in Florida, the Walmart of America.
Ms. Carlson, you have 2 counts of larceny, one that occurred at Meyer on December 20th of 2021, and another that occurred at Meyer on October 16th of 2020. Do you plead guilty to both of those charges?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Carlson, has anyone forced you to get you to plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
So on this first one that occurred on October 16th of 2020, ma'am, on that date, were you in the city of Taylor at Meyer on a party in Eureka?
Yes, I was.
And while you were at that location, ma'am, did you take something that makes you guilty of this charge? Did you take property, ma'am? Ms.
They need to get a
Carlson?
stick.
You're breaking up, Ms. Carlson. I have to make sure the record's
Yes, I
clear.
did.
Did you? Okay.
Okay. I thought they were going to have to get a stick and see if she was still alive because she wasn't moving.
Yes, I did.
Do you recall specifically what it was? Usually I can't, no audio.
I said
Do you
no,
remember
I-
taking,
No, I don't.
Ms. Carlson, you remember taking a TV?
Possibly, yes.
All right.
I was on drugs and alcohol, so I really don't remember everything.
You would remember if you stole a TV.
Mr. Gazicki? She's saying
Make it
she
a no
doesn't have a,
contest. Yeah, can we make a no
Um,
contest considering the amount of time that has gone by and her
I think it's
condition?
yes, I think that's appropriate, and she's clearly indicated on the record and that she was on the drugs and alcohol and doesn't have a clear recollection of these events. Ms. Carlson, we can change your plea to a no contest instead of a guilty because you have no memory, okay?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Mr. Gazicki, can I review the police reports to establish a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, on that one, the allegation is that she stole a television and was found with it in the parking lot, and the TV was returned. So I will accept the no contest plea on the case 210147. And similarly, Ms. Carlson, on this other matter, and this is one that happened again at Meyer, and this was on December 20th of 2021. And I'm gonna guess you don't have a recollection of that either.
I'm not sure, it might have been, a food process.
Let's see.
My drug habit made me do things a lot of habit that I never had anything before.
It's okay. Well, this is an allegation that you took a vacuum cleaner, hairspray, and some other items that you passed a point of purchase, and that you were taken into custody in the parking lot. And also some.
I'm honest to God waiting for her to be like, oh yeah, I stole some hairspray. I remember that. But the TV she shoved down her pants to run out the store, she doesn't remember that.
T-shirts. Would you dispute that, or does that sound about right?
Sounds about it.
All right, Mr. Gazicki, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to accept the pleas as knowing and voluntarily given. And ma'am, on each of those, you're getting 90 days jail, concurrent.
Doesn't that poor woman have a trifold? I don't think so.
And then on these other cases, they will all be dismissed. And ma'am, you have a ticket back from 2000 that is now $595 in default. I'm gonna give you credit at the rate of $10 per day, which is 59 days jail, and that'll run concurrent as well.
How does she steal all of that at the same time? Or was it one of those, we're going to let her steal
All
some
right.
insignificant
We're all
shit and get her
Your Honor,
later?
is that credit for time served, or will run concurrent with her current sentencing?
It'll run concurrent with this sentence, but if she's getting a year, so she's been in custody
Since
on those
October.
other. Yeah, since October. I mean, isn't she doing a year anyway?
She on the
It might
27th.
affect her ability to go to rehab. All right, I'm gonna give her, I want her to go to treatment, so she'll get credit for it. So that they can send her to the facility. One moment, Miss Maudlin has something.
22 days for larceny from there.
I have a 23, two 23s, and I have a 20 that are being dismissed.
Yeah, it's a great mustache. I'm waiting for him to try to talk to us about diabetes and diabetes testing supplies.
2022-0558.
0558 is the one she pled on.
And then
She pled on.
210147.
Those two, she took a no contest
Okay,
plea
I just
on.
want to make sure.
And she's getting 90 on each concurrent, credit for 90. And then on the civil infraction ending in 24821, it's been in default, 90% of what's on her fees, late fees, and she's going to get 59 days
Diabetes.
credit for that, so we can get her to rehab. All right, we're all set.
Thank you.
Good luck. I hope you take advantage of the help they're offering you.
I definitely am the Christian one, so I hope
Your Honor, I
You
wouldn't
could
hold your
do
breath.
it.
I'm gonna try my hardest. For my dad even.
Good luck.
Thank you, you too.
Okay.
And now we sit. Did you miss it? No, you didn't miss it. Am I wearing a tie? Yes, yes, I am. I saw something that I was going to talk about. Scott became a
Come on
member.
up on
Thank you.
Mr. Farage.
This one. It's funny if Jeff Fanta was representing Josh Lanto.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually has. He has before.
Morning. This is 232241, the People versus Eamon Farage.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Brendan Bolsky appearing on behalf of Eamon Farage, who's standing to my right. Mr. Farage, please state your name for the record, sir.
Eamon Farage.
Okay, so it's a time and date set for sentencing on this matter. Have you reviewed the probation report?
We have, Your Honor. It is actually accurate. No corrections, additions, or deletions. However, there are a few things I'd like to state on his behalf before Your Honor imposes a sentence in this matter.
Okay.
Your Honor, with that being said, first.
All right, we don't really need to listen to that. Today's appearance is for 3 counts of police interference from like a year ago because he keeps delaying this shit.
Packing company Dearborn has been there for approximately 8 or 9 years. Talking to him about this situation, Your Honor, it's obviously something he's not proud to be in. He's very embarrassed. He's fortunate that nobody was injured or even worse, killed. We talked about some of the issues he's had in the past. He had lived in Florida and changed his life around. He moved back up here. His family owns the company that he works for. He thought everything was going well. Did have a bad day and accepted full responsibility for his actions. Knows that that type of behavior is not tolerated in society. However, he vows to never put himself in a situation like that again. Your Honor, he's an individual that has taken college credits in the past at U of M Dearborn, and he has told me on numerous occasions, whatever Your Honor orders him to do, he's going to do it, and he wants to pay his fines and costs and just prove to this court that this was an isolated incident. With that being said, he would ask the court if, well, actually, once he's sentenced, obviously.
Arrow Scout, what's the over-under on jail for contempt this time? I think the more and more he sees this judge, the less and less.
I will just say, when I'm reviewing this, Mr. Dabalski, I mean,
the less and less room she's going to give him to fuck around.
Quite qualify for treatment court, but are just below that level. And based on I see his criminal history is old, right? I mean, he hasn't really had an offense in a decade.
Right.
But I also see he was driving, he got into a crash and he had a 0.3. I mean, sir, do you understand that at that level, like a lot of people would be having seizures? Like that is a drink, like the fact that you're able to function and operate a motor vehicle at a 0.3 is very alarming because.
So no, I'm not laughing at what it is. I'm laughing at the fact that I've seen worse. I've seen worse and they were completely functioning when people who were a third that drunk were completely, falling over themselves.
Also very concerning. So I do think there are therapeutic goals that need to be met. And that probation is certainly appropriate. There was an accident. I do see that he had a prior alcohol-related offense, 2, and some other substance related charges. So I do think the report is is appropriate given the circumstances. And you're aware, sir, I'm sure your attorney advised you that under the jail task force legislation, you could be eligible for early termination at the halfway point. So if you're compliant with probation, you're getting a 24-month term of probation. But if you're compliant with that and you complete all of the terms of your probation, you can request early termination after 1 year.
Thank you.
But given the BAC level and the fact there was a crash and that he has a criminal history, though old, related to substance use, I do think this is appropriate. So you will have 24 months of intensive supervised probation. You have fines of $387.50, court costs $387.50, state cost of $50, crime victims' rights fee is $75, probation oversight fees are $800. You have an assessment fee of $100 and restitution of $89, and that brings your total to $1,889. And you can have a payment plan over the course of your probation. So you don't have to pay that all at once, okay? They can break it down for you and you can have a monthly payment.
No, you didn't miss it. Once he gets done, I'm getting off and I'll see you guys a different day. But yeah, I can't do this for much longer.
You can't use treatment and follow all treatment recommendations.
Whew.
You will attend 2 pro-social meetings per week or as directed by probation. You'll attend a victims impact panel as directed by probation. You'll attend and complete any other ancillary services that are deemed warranted. You can't go into bars or liquor stores or other businesses where the primary purpose of the business is the sale and service of alcohol. You must maintain employment and provide proof. You have to clear all outstanding bench warrants. I don't know if you have any or not, but if you do, you would have to clear them. No driving without a valid license. Has he been fingerprinted?
He has been.
Okay, and then you'll meet with me once a month and we'll just kind of do a status update to see how you're doing. And that's part of your probation. We'll meet on Zoom every month, okay?
Okay,
All right, and your attorney can go over this with you in more detail and you'll get notice from the probation department within the next week to set up your meeting where they go over all of this. So
I thought about doing a 24-hour stream and I realized that I have a hard enough time getting through like an hour and a half. So I could get nowhere near 24 hours.
Make sure he calls within a week or so, just so he doesn't miss that appointment.
So he doesn't have to go down there right now.
He can try and go down there right now and see, they might be able to schedule something for him now, but normally they'll just send it out.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Aaron.
All right, we're all set. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay. This is,
Call him.
this is 22-1954, the People versus Colita Coles.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fanto on behalf of Ms. Coles. The client's prepared to enter a plea of guilty to amended charge of failure to display a valid operator's license. She had $225 available to her in a bond. We'd request a payment plan of $50 per month for any balance.
Okay, as to arraignment, did you say that to me, Mr. Fanto? I'm sorry.
This was an older case. Waive formal reading, stand mute.
All right, thank you. Ms. Coles, can you tell me your name?
Kalita Coles.
All right, Ms. Coles, you understand that there's a reduction. The prosecutors offered you to have failed to display. Failed to display as a misdemeanor punishable by up to $100 plus court costs and statutory fees, plus up to 90 days in jail.
Yes.
And do you want to take advantage of that plea agreement?
Yes.
All right. Did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on that advice of rights form?
Yes.
Okay. And ma'am, you understand if you enter a plea that you'll be waiving all of these trial rights. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes.
And you understand if you're on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, it could be a violation of your conditions.
Yes.
Knowing all that, ma'am, how do you plead to the amended charge of failing to display a valid license?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Taylor on November 5th of 2022?
Yes.
And while you were operating that motor vehicle, ma'am, was your license, did you get stopped by a police officer?
Yes.
And when you were stopped by that officer, did he ask you to provide a valid license?
Yes.
Did you fail to display one?
Yes.
Satisfied?
I am, Judge.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Ma'am, I see that you posted a significant bond. This is an old case. You have no criminal history whatsoever, other than you've got some stuff on your driving record. The bond will be applied and the case will be closed.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, ma'am, you're all set. You don't owe any more money. You're all set at this court.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, J Car, he has been harassing, for lack of a better term, the Taylor Police Department with Wolverine Transparency since this incident happened. And he has even gone as far as harassing the specific officer involved in this case since this case happened. And it was supposed to start at 9. That's when it was scheduled, but we're all thinking that it kind of got thrown on the end because Josh is an idiot.
Client's plead guilty, amended charge of failure to display a valid operator's license. He too has a $225 available to him in bond. He's paid his other tickets.
Also, I just want to point out, look at all of these people pleading guilty to this because they know they should have one, where Josh is just an idiot and wants to fight
Fine
it.
of up to 100 plus court cost statutory fees and up to 90 days in jail.
Yes.
Okay, and did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Knowing all of that, sir, how do you plead to failing to display a valid license?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plead?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plead?
No, ma'am.
You plead guilty of your own free will.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, how do you plead to the charge of failing to display a valid license?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone forced you to get you to play?
No, ma'am.
Did I just ask you this?
You did.
Okay, I did. All right, sometimes I feel like I'm a broken record. I say the same thing all day long. So, okay, I've asked you all of that. All right, so were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Taylor on October 25th of 2023?
Yes.
All right, while you were operating that motor vehicle, sir, was your, did you get stopped by a police officer?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and when you were stopped by that officer, sir, did he ask you to produce a valid license?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you fail to do so?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied? Mr. Fanto?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. Sir, I see you have a bond, no criminal history. We'll apply the bond and we'll close out the file. So you don't owe any more money.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're all set. Have a good day.
You as well.
I see we have someone here on prior. Pryor was set at 9 a.m. Khalil Pryor.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's me.
I thought it was
All right,
Josh.
ma'am, give me a second. Let me see if he's checked in, okay?
Okay.
And Mr. Kazicki, do you have anything ready for me? You're muted.
Sorry about that. Jason Humphreys is in a breakout room. He's in Wayne County Jail.
Okay, all right, we'll get him out then. I'm just checking to make sure that we haven't had Mr. Pryor. Has he checked in person?
Mr. Pfizer, I haven't spoke to yet. He's in the breakout room.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm looking. We have a complaining witness. Miss Williams has been sitting here for an hour now, and Mr. Pryor, and this is on 240222. Mr. Pryor's failed to appear for court.
We do have some people sitting in the waiting room, so
We still do. Okay, Miss Williams, I'm going to call that in just a moment. We have some people in a breakout room. I just want to make sure that they're not him before I handle it. So, okay, this is 240235, the people versus Jason Humphrey.
Good morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Humphreys. Your Honor, we're asking for a settlement conference in this matter for the complainant to appear. Also, Mr. Humphreys being held on a probation violation because of this case. So we're asking that the hearing be expedited.
All right, we can try and get it as soon as possible here.
I think it's funny that every single person wants a speedy trial, except for Josh. He wants to drag it out for as long as humanly possible.
I mean, if we're sending out notice to a complainant, I have to give them time to get her notice. So, or him, I don't know. So we'll set it for March 27th at 9 a.m. with the complaining witness to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, sir.
Okay.
She is just knocking these cases down.
Do I leave or do I talk to the lawyer again or?
You're all set. You can leave. You know your next court date and we'll get you notice.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, I don't see anyone here that hasn't, but.
Well, I don't know about this.
Unclean Hands is here.
How do I leave this thing?
Oh.
My man can't figure out how to leave Zoom.
I see.
Dawson, he's charged with 3 counts of police interference. I don't think Wolverine Transparency will be with him today. I'm assuming he would have needed a ride, though, so he's probably trying to bum that off somebody right now. That's why I checked to see if he was live, because I know last time he did that.
Morning, Mr. Lanto. Just give us a few moments and I'll call your case.
Okay.
And yes, he is wearing the Lions shirt. Thought I muted it for a second.
And Miss Williams, I'm not forgetting about you. I'm just waiting for the check-in room to check in some of these people. So we just make sure he's not one of them. Okay.
Okay.
5 more minutes max. Okay, this is 230877, the city of Taylor versus Joshua Lanto.
And good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Zick for the people of the city of Taylor.
Do you think he
All right,
mentioned
Mr.
me?
Lanto, can you tell me your name?
Joshua Lanto?
Okay, so this is the time and date set for just a final settlement conference. And Mr. Zick, I know Mr. Greco is actually the prosecutor on this case. And we're set for trial, not this Friday, but next Friday on March 22nd of 24. Are you standing in for Mr. Greco today?
I am. He's in another court, so he asked if I could step in just for purpose of the settlement conference. He will be the trial attorney at next week's trial.
All right, and is there any resolution between the parties?
There is
That
not,
is
Your
the
Honor.
lion's
We've
shirt.
explored that possibility with Mr. Lanto this morning. He has indicated he would like to go forward with the jury trial. People are ready to do so. And as you indicated, the matter is set for next week.
Okay, and
Ask your questions,
Am I
Josh.
muted?
Ask your questions.
No?
okay. And I did want to insert an apology letter into the record, into the court.
For what purpose, Mr. Lanto?
Well, I'd like to insert an apology letter into the court because Sean Paul Reyes already apologized on behalf of all of our freedoms.
My Lord and
Okay,
Savior,
well,
Sean
if you
Paul
have
Reyes.
exhibits that you want to admit on, I don't know who that is. If you have something that you want to admit as an exhibit on the date of trial, you're free to do so, okay? Oh,
Did
he's
he
gone.
just dip out?
I think we lost him, Your Honor.
All right, well, if he comes back, otherwise we're just proceeding to trial and you'll make sure Mr. Greco knows.
Yes, Your Honor. I will.
I
follow
thought
up
he
with
was
him
going to
today.
turn a new
Thank
leaf.
you.
Okay,
And
thank
then
you.
he threw Sean Paul Reyes out there. His Lord and Savior, Sean Paul Reyes.
And did we get that one phone checked in?
Was that it? Did he really just leave? Rage quit.
I don't. Yeah, I think everyone else is.
All right, this
What do
is
we have for-
240222, the people versus Khalil Pryor. We have had a complaining witness on this case. Ms. Williams has been present since 9 a.m. or shortly thereafter. This matter was set at 9 a.m. It is now 10:09 and Mr. Pryor has failed to appear and a show cause will issue.
Yeah.
And ma'am,
I was unaware that Sean Paul Reyes died on the cross for all of Frauditor's sins. Holy shit. Oh, God. I really hope he comes back. We just waited 58 minutes for that, and I almost want to say it was worth it. I've never heard another frauditor invoke Sean Paul Reyes as Christ before.
I have this old Jeffrey Zellers, and this looks like it might be an set aside. Do we have anyone here on?
Did the McDonald's
Jeffrey
Wi-Fi
Zellers?
go
I'm
out?
gonna turn-
His jury trial is the
What, let me check.
22nd of this month. I think she said it's next Friday.
Yeah. Mr. Gonzalez.
Holy shit.
Mr. Zellers.
Like, I don't want to turn it off because they
Hi,
definitely...
good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. Is Mr. Zellers with you?
He's at work, actually, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't want to turn it off yet because they weren't done with him. He just kind of said, my Lord and Savior, Sean Paul Reyes, and then dipped out.
No, he was logged. I believe I spoke with him earlier this morning. He was logged in. Is he not logged in now, Your Honor?
We don't see him.
So I'm just going to leave this muted in the background and just keep it rolling. It seems like, so if you guys remember a long time ago, Sean Paul Reyes was accused of, I want to say, police interference. And the sheriff department, the actual sheriff, to basically screw with him, they made him write an apology letter to the deputies that he interfered with. And I believe he like read it during a press conference or some shit. So I don't know if he's, oh God. I don't know if that's what he was trying to talk about, but yeah, he's like, I would like to, put in an apology letter. And I'm just like, oh shit, maybe Josh has turned over a new leaf. Maybe he's trying to be a better human. And then he dropped that load of bullshit.
Mr. Pfizer, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form? There's a complaining witness on this as well. Mr. Pfizer, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand those rights?
yes,
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on that advice of rights form?
yes.
Okay. All right, so we will, okay, I have someone from Total Community Credit Union. I see you're on the phone, Miss Spahn, for this hearing, just so you know you are in a public room.
Okay, I think we're good. Yes. You should say.
Honor, since the complainant's on the phone, basically what we're looking for is a copy of the check that was deposited. That's the reason for it. We'd like to look into it, who issued it.
All right, Miss Butler, I see you're here today on this matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so it looks like defense counsel is just asking for a brief adjournment so they can get a copy of the check and the bank record.
I think that's a reasonable request, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll push this out. We'll just set a pre-trial. And so we'll set that date, we'll mail the date out, send the date out in the mail. And then as to bond.
I would
Mr.
ask for a
Pfizer?
personal bond. Mr. Pfizer appeared today. I don't believe he's a flight risk. He wants this matter resolved. So I'm asking court for a personal bond.
All right, we're gonna give it like
$5,000 personal bond.
10 more
Here
minutes
today doesn't
to see
appear
if
to
he
be a
comes
flight
back.
risk. So, sir, you're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You're to have no contact with Total Community Credit Union. You can't go into any of those locations. You understand me?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else we need to address?
Not for defense.
Nothing further, Your Honor, but I would ask Ms. Butler to stay on the line. I'm going to put her back in a breakout room so I can speak with her just briefly.
All right, that's wonderful. Okay, so was Mr. Pfizer, did I already ask this? I need to slow down today. Has he been printed?
I don't know.
Mr.
Mr.
Pfizer, have
you-
you been fingerprinted
No, for what?
because you're charged with a crime, sir? You have
Okay.
72 hours to go into the Taylor Police Department and be printed. So you got 3 days to take care of that.
So I gotta go to the Taylor Police Station to get fingerprinted?
Correct. Within 3 days.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Zellers. No, Mr. Zellers. Okay, we're still waiting. All right. As soon as he gets here, I'll call it. I'm looking, Mr. Gonzalez. Okay, this is 23-2315, the People versus David Williams.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey
right,
Cantor
well-
on behalf of Mr. Williams. We're requesting a 2-week adjournment. He has retained Stephen Shard. And Mr. Shard asked him to ask for a 2-week adjournment.
All right, well, I adjourned it back in December so that he could retain counsel.
And he
And then,
was able to do that, Judge. So that's why we're just asking for 2 weeks.
this is it. Your attorney needs to come, Mr. Williams, to court.
Yeah,
If you-
this is for sure.
Okay, I mean, because
What did he
this has
say?
been adjourned, so December 20th, I arrange you We adjourned it so you could retain an attorney. In January, you didn't show up for your court date. But you called within 24 hours. So now it's the middle of March and we still have done nothing on this case. Don't you go, you're in court. You're still in court, sir. This is it. You've got 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. They ain't a guarantee. I know I've had those certain situations going on.
All right, so your next court date, so you can, sir, so you can tell Mr. Sharg you're going to return to court 3/27 at 10 a.m.
3/27.
All right,
10
well, guys,
a.m. via Zoom.
I'm gonna call it right after we get off of this.
I'm gonna hop off here.
All right,
I
we're
think
all set.
he's
Thank
done and
you.
isn't gonna come
John
back.
continues.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, 27, Mr. Zellers.
Your Honor, on Mr. Zellers, he's not gonna be able to make it. He's working on the plant line at Ford. They only gave him a half an hour to show up. We could ask for an adjournment or if he would waive his appearance.
I mean, it's a driving on a suspended misdemeanor.
Of course it is.
It's a low-level driving offense. I don't see he's got a history, you know, from
Yeah, we're gonna call
when
it
he
a
was
day.
younger, but it doesn't look like he.
I'll try to keep watching it. I'll try to keep watching it in the background. I'm probably gonna cut Josh showing up and release it as a video if you guys want to watch it again. But yeah, it was literally 15 seconds. We just waited an hour and 6 minutes for 15 seconds. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. I might release another video later. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling, honestly. But yeah, everybody have a good rest of your Wednesday, I believe it is. Yeah, don't be Josh. Don't be Amor. God, this was ridiculous. Anywho, have a good rest of your day. Bye.